So how do you do paperback pre-orders? If you're an indie author, then you know it's relatively easy to do ebook pre-orders. You can set them up on KDP, IngramSpark, Barnes & Noble Press. You can also set them up on Draft Digital and all the other different retailer websites you can set them up on. But paperback books, it gets a little more complicated. So at the time, there's two major print-on-demand companies that you can go to do paperback pre-orders. There is Barnes & Noble Press, which means that you'll only have paperback pre-orders directly through barnesandnoble.com. And there's IngramSpark, which has wide distribution, so you'll be on Amazon, on Barnes & Noble, on like Target, all those other different retailer websites that are all across the board. So today I'm doing a tutorial on how to do paperback pre-orders for IngramSpark. In the past, I have specifically gone out of my way to avoid IngramSpark. I've had a lot of issues with them, but they've gone out of their way to make updates to avoid issues. Like in the past, they just didn't make it very clear on how to properly do pre-orders to avoid issues, and I've had all the issues you can think of. So I want to go through the uploading process with you guys today to kind of see what they've updated, give you guys an updated tutorial on that, on how to properly do paperback pre-orders, and also give you tips along the way to make sure that you don't have any errors when it comes down to it, because there's still stuff you can do wrong. But most of all, I am talking here today about IngramSpark because they made some pretty huge updates. I made a video about it. They updated it basically so you can upload your book for free and you can make revisions to your book for free within, I think it's 60 days. So it's made the process for doing pre-orders for your book way better. So that's what we're here to talk about today. If you want to know the specific details behind the updates that IngramSpark made to kind of cater to authors better, go ahead and watch my previous video. I go into the nitty-gritty, the good, the bad of the updates. But today, we're going to give them a shot. So this is me giving IngramSpark a second chance. I'm going to use them to put my newest book, The Trail to You and Me, up for pre-order as a paperback. So if you're watching this video, it means that you can officially pre-order the paperback edition of The Trail to You and Me. It is linked down below. And if you pre-order the book, you can fill out the form and get some free stuff. And you also get an entry into winning a signed copy of Meet Me at the Summit and The Trail to You and Me with the new covers that I just re-released. So anyways, go pre-order the book, especially the paperback book, because, you know, that's why we're here today. But let's get into the IngramSpark tutorial. Hello, everyone, and my name is Mandi Lynn. I'm an author, book cover designer, and the creator of the Book Launch Planner series, and I make weekly videos on the business of being an author. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon so you never miss a new upload. Alright, so here we are in my IngramSpark account. We've got all of my books that I previously told you. You'll notice that all the books here are my older books because I have gone out of my way to avoid IngramSpark, and all my newer books are not available on IngramSpark because I have historically not really liked them. But we're going to give them a second chance today. So let's go ahead and start the uploading process. I'm going to hit this button right here that says Add Title, and we're going to get started. Okay, so first things first, we are going to be doing the print book only. Honestly, I don't think IngramSpark is all that great for the ebook distribution. Just only use them for printing. I'm actually going to select that I have files ready because I do, and I actually want to order a proof copy for myself to hold it and see how it looks. So I'm going to check off that I have both the jacket and or cover and the interior files, and this is cool. Okay, so now they give you the option to print, distribute, and sell the book, or only print the book, so if you only want to print it for yourself. So I'm going to do print, distribute, and sell because we're here to do pre-orders. So I'm going to then hit continue. And now let's just put in our title information. Alright, so just to go through all the information, I put in my title, language, the ISBN, I confirm that I own the copyright, I put in my author information, the imprint, which is my publishing house. Subjects is basically what they call their genres. I put the age ranges, paste it in the description, put in my keywords, and there's more information that you can fill out as well. You don't have to, it's up to you. Then I'm gonna just hit the continue button and move on. Okay, so this is where we actually get to the information about printing the book. So first things first, trim size. My books are 5.5 by 8.5. And then once we select that, we have more options. And my book is going to be a black and white interior. I'm going to suggest that to you guys because color printing is expensive. And the more expensive it is to print your book, the less money you make as an author. So then you can see we have a ton of paper options. There's 2 different white options. It's just how thick the paper is. Cream and then groundwood. My personal favorite is cream. I also think the groundwood option is really cool. I actually haven't seen, quality-wise how that looks in person. So I might try that out someday, but not today. I'm on a mission today. And then we're going to be doing a paperback. And then we have the options between gloss and matte covers. The textured option is specific to hardcovers, which is why it's grayed out right now. I'm going to do a matte cover. I always prefer matte. Then we have an option to do a duplex. Now, I believe, I haven't tried this out yet. Again, I need to go back into IngramSpark and just test out all their different printing options. A duplex is basically you have the cover and then you're able to print an image on the inside of the cover. So that's really cool, but again, like I said, the more fancy your printing gets, the more expensive it gets to print. The more expensive it gets to print, the less money you make as an author. So I might try that out one day just to see, but today I'm gonna answer no. All right, so now let's do the page count. Right now my book is at 322 pages. That might change down the line, but for now, that's what we want. And we can also see that after that, we see the printing cost is $5.79, which, pretty reasonable. So let's scroll down to pricing. And I'm going to price my paperback book at $12.99. That's just basically what I always price it at. And then you can see they automatically convert the pricing for all these other different locations for the UK, Europe, Canada, Australia, Global Connect. Now, if you want, you can definitely go in and kind of do research to see what the average price is for books in the UK, what the average price is for the European Union, Canada, Australia. I personally just keep it at the auto conversion thing, but if you want to, you can manually set all that. So wholesale discount. So obviously we see that they say that retailer preference is to do a 55% discount. But if I set that for 55%, you can see I make a whopping 6 cents off of my book. So I'm going to go in and hit other, and I'm going to set it for 30 to see how much I make when it's a 30% discount. And I make $3.30. So I personally, that's what I do, because when I sell my books on IngramSpark, I want to make as much on IngramSpark as I did selling my books through other print-on-demand companies like KDP. Now, the downside with doing a lower wholesale discount is that bookstores like Barnes & Noble may be less inclined to order copies of my book. Personally, I'm okay with that. I'm here for online sales more than I am for like retailer brick and mortar stores. But if that's one of your goals to, see your book on shelves, you may want to think about doing a bigger discount. So then we also have this other column here that says return. And basically this is just being like, if a bookstore orders your book, they order 10 copies of your book, only 5 of them sell. Are they able to return the books? Like, it's non-refundable? Are they able to return the books and they get delivered back to you so you personally can resell them? Or can they return the books to get a refund, but then they destroy the books? So what I usually select is yes, deliver, and that means bookstores can order the book, and if it doesn't sell, they return it back to me. It gets mailed literally back to me, and then I at least have the books in my possession so I can resell them as signed books or for events or whatever I want. So that's what that is. And now from here, you can just go in and set these settings for all the other locations. So I have all my settings, and I just want to point out that I only put the return option for the US. I live in the US, because for all the other options, the only option is that bookstores can return the book, but they destroy the book, so then I don't get my book back. So that's why I say no. And honestly, I'm personally not bothered by the fact that, you know, international bookstores won't order my book because it's not able to be returned. Like, that doesn't bother me. And then down here, all these little asterisks that you see is just explaining basically everything that I just explained to you guys. So I'm checking everything off because it's all good. I understand what all this means. Now down here we have enable the look inside this book feature. That's always great to check off. It means that when someone is like on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, they can digitally look inside the book to read the first couple of pages, see if they want to buy it. I recommend checking that off. Then we have large text edition. So if your book has large text that's easy to read, you want to check that off. Odds are if it's a regular chapter book, it is not a large text edition, so leave it. And then right to left content, that just means that instead of your book opening left to right, it's opened right to left. Now our release date. So this is where we come into the first step that is specific to doing pre-orders. Basically, if you're doing pre-orders, you want to select your release date. Mine is June 23rd. So I click there, and basically I'm going to recommend to you to hit continue. But because I'm here to explain things, I'm going to hit this little drop down field so you understand more. Now, previously, this little column that says on sale date, it used to not be a drop down. It used to be directly underneath the publication date. Now, I'm going to tell you, do not touch this. If you touch this, you might screw it up, because the correct thing is to have the release date and the publication date the same thing, because I previously would put I thought that in order to have your book ready for pre-order, you want your on sale date to be immediately, but your on sale date is the date that the book starts printing and shipping to customers. So my book started printing and shipping to customers immediately before the book was officially published. So please, for the love of God, do not touch this. Just don't. You're going to screw it up. So just ignore this little bar and just select your publication date, and you will be golden. This is one of the changes that IngramSpark made to make it more foolproof, because now they hid that option so people are less inclined to click and mess with it. Because frankly, you don't need to click it and mess with it. It's fine. So once you put in your publication date, again, ignore this and hit continue. This is now the point where we're going to start uploading our book info. So I'm going to first upload the interior files. So I just formatted my interior files super quickly just so I can order a copy of the book and proofread it like in the physical form. So it's not perfect, but it's something. And if you guys want to learn how to format your book yourself, I formatted mine in Adobe InDesign. This is my book here. I did all the lovely formatting. Look at how pretty that is. So if you want to learn how to do this yourself, join my course. I will leave it linked below. I teach you how to do print formatting as well as ebook formatting. So now let's talk about the cover. So I'm going to upload the cover wrap. You do have to make a cover wrap specific to IngramSpark. So here is my cover wrap in Photoshop here. You can see we've got some white space. This is what I mean by you have to format your book specific to IngramSpark, because IngramSpark, if you see, this template is specific to them. So in order to get this template, you just kind of Google IngramSpark cover template. I will leave this website linked below in the description so you can easily find it. But basically all you do is fill out this form and then you hit submit. And when you submit it, it gets emailed to you, and then you're able to download the template and you open it in Photoshop. And when you open it in Photoshop, you basically just plop your cover in Photoshop. You export it as a PDF and all that jazz. Now, I actually have a cover design course coming out very soon, so if you're interested in learning how to do stuff like this yourself, be sure to sign up for the waitlist for the cover design course, because I talk about how to, open the template, use the template, export the template, and all of that. All right, so back to IngramSpark. We have both of our files here, the interior file, the cover file. Looks great. Let's hit continue. All right, now sometimes when you upload your files, you will get an error, and I'm actually kind of glad that I got a cover error, because now I can show you guys how to correct this error. Okay, so I've tried out 2 different things to try to get rid of this error message, and they normally work. They used to work. I guarantee you, they used to work. In fact, I've talked about it in previous videos on this channel. I cannot figure out how to get this error message to go away. It's telling me that I need to save it at this setting, and if I go into Photoshop and I go to Save As and go to PDF, I know I'm doing this quickly, just go with it. I am saving it as this X-1A file, and that's telling me that's what I should be doing, and it doesn't work. So I don't know what's going on with IngramSpark, but this is one of the lovely quirks of working with them. So I know that these settings are correct. For whatever reason, IngramSpark is still giving this lovely color profile error message. The good news is that you can safely ignore this. I used to ignore it all the time without even fixing it. In my opinion, it does not make a difference. So you can check this little box that basically just says, I understand that the printing color profile is not 100% correct. Blah, blah, blah. So if you can't figure out how to remove this message, which I personally can't figure out how to remove the message, I've done exactly what they told me to, and it's still giving me the same error message, just check off the box and hit yes, proceed. Because honestly, it doesn't matter much. So now we're on the payment page, and we're on a payment page because previously IngramSpark would charge you money to do the digital cover setup and the digital book setup. And now you can see it's all at 0, which is awesome. So we can set up our book to be published for $0. So we're just going to hit I agree and hit submit and wait. All right, so there's our little congratulations title. It says, please allow 1 to 2 business days for the technical file review. So what's going to happen is in 1 to 2 business days, you're going to get an email from IngramSpark saying, please review your digital proof. You're going to be able to go into your IngramSpark account and review the digital proof. And you have to hit either approve or that you want to upload new files. Once you hit approve and publish, it will go ahead and start to upload your book to retailer websites. This is not an instantaneous process. Once you do your digital proof and review, it takes another 10 business days usually for the book to show up on retailer websites. Now, the biggest caveat and bummer is the only way to order a approved copy of your book is to actually hit approve, because you're hitting approve not only to publish the book, but to also print the book. So you cannot actually print a copy of a book until you approve it, which is kind of annoying. Like KDP doesn't do that. You are allowed to order just author copies. IngramSpark doesn't function that way, at least not to my knowledge. If I get to that stage in this uploading process and I find that I don't have to hit approve in order to order a approved copy, I will let you guys know. But otherwise, just know that the only way to actually order a copy of your book is to hit the approve button to publish it. Now, it won't officially publish it until the publication date that you put in. What will happen is your book will start to get listed online, but it won't actually start printing and shipping to customers until the actual publication of the book. Now, the most important thing to keep in mind with pre-orders is that odds are when you're uploading your book to be pre-ordered for IngramSpark, you might not have the interior of your book finalized. Like my interior that I just uploaded has not been proofread. It's been through copy edits, but it's not been actually proofread yet. So what I need to do is 10 business days before my publication date, I need to make sure that I upload the final versions of my book to IngramSpark. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time. In fact, I tell myself 12 business days just to be on the safe side. Because if you do it in less than 10 business days, then IngramSpark will start printing and shipping copies of your book that are not the final version of your book. So 10 business days. That means weekends don't count and holidays also don't count. Anyways, that is it for this video. If you have any questions about the IngramSpark pre-order process, let me know in the comments down below. I think probably the most frustrating thing, besides the cover error that is impossible to fix, is the fact that it's just a very slow process. Like, I finished doing everything, but now I have to wait 1 to 2 business days in order to approve the files that I just uploaded. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you have any requests for future videos, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll see you all next week.